Hi all. So today we're going to discuss about the energy levels, sublevels and orbitals. Okay, so this is me, Ravina Rafi, and once again welcome all of you to our channel Chemflix. And if you're new to this channel, please click on the subscribe button, and also if you like this video, please click on the like button, and also please share among your friends. Okay, so let's begin. So Bohr model for hydrogen atom. So whenever you're going to discuss about this energy levels, sub-energy levels and orbitals, you have to think about this Bohr model for hydrogen atom, because this Niels Bohr gives us an idea about this planetary motion of the electrons around the nucleus. Okay, so in the Bohr model of hydrogen atom, electrons are revolving around the nucleus just as the planets around the sun. So he gives us an idea about the planetary motion of the electrons around the nucleus. Okay. And electrons being negative charge. So what is the charge of electrons? The charge of electron is negative charge. Okay, electrons are negative charge. As you can see here, this negative charge, electrons are negative charge, and this negative charge always attract towards the positively charged nucleus. Okay, so positively charged nucleus. So nucleus is positively charged. Because in the nucleus, in the nucleus, suppose this is a nucleus, and in nucleus you can see here proton and neutron. This together can be called as nucleons, and the nucleons, among the nucleons, this proton is positively charged, and the neutrons, okay, this N for neutrons, the neutrons is chargeless. Neutrons are chargeless. Okay, so therefore the charge of the nucleus is positively charged, and the electrons are attracted towards the positively charged nucleus. And also it takes energy to move away from the nucleus, and it emits energy while moving towards the nucleus. That's in the case. That is one of the postulate of Bohr. Okay, so he said that while this electrons are revolving around the nucleus, as you can see here, electrons are revolving around the nucleus. So this is one of the this is the nucleus, and this is one electron which is revolving around the nucleus in a fixed path called orbit. Okay, this is another one energy level. Okay, so again I'm drawing one. And this electron, okay, whenever this electron wants to move to the second energy level, it has to take some energy, or it takes energy to move away from the nucleus. Okay, so this is the electron. As you can see here, these are the electrons, and this is the nucleus, and this is the nucleus. In the nucleus you can see neutron and proton is there. Okay, neutron and proton is there in the nucleus, and whenever this electron wants to move away from the nucleus, that means it has to move away from the nucleus, it takes energy. Okay, it takes energy, and in the same way, if it comes back to the nucleus, then it has to emit some energy. Okay, so that is one of the postulate of Bohr model of hydrogen atom. Okay, so this is a nucleus, and these are the different energy levels, and these energy levels can be called as, okay, this energy levels, okay, this is the energy levels. So this energy levels can be designated by using the letter small letter n, and you know that the small letter n is nothing but our principal quantum number. Okay, so this is the principal quantum number, and it gives us an idea about the energy of an electron. Okay, this principal quantum number, that means this n, small letter n, gives us an idea about the energy level. That means energy of a particular electron. Okay. So the electrons in the hydrogen atom can move around the nucleus in a circular path and of fixed radius and energy, and these circular paths can be called as orbits, or otherwise it can be called as stationary states, or otherwise it can be called as allowed energy states. Okay, so these paths can be called as orbits or stationary state or allowed energy states. And these energy levels are numbered as 1, 2, 3, etc., or as capital K, capital N, capital M, capital N, etc. These numbers are known as principal quantum number. That is we see here. This is n equal to 1, this is n equal to 2, and this is n equal to 3, and we can designate this as capital K, this is capital M, and this is capital L, and this is capital M, okay, and so on. So this is the first energy level, and this first energy level or this first main shell can be designated as capital K, and this is the second energy level or the second main shell, and it can be depicted as capital L, and this is third energy level or the third main shell, that is capital M. Okay. So these are the energy levels. Just repeating it once again. This is n equal to 1, this is n equal to 2, this is n equal to 3, and this is n equal to 4, and so on. Here there is 4 shell, you can see here. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. That's why I have added this 4 main shell. And the main shell can be written as, or the main shell can be called as capital K, capital L, capital M, capital N, and so on. Okay. And the number of electrons present in a particular shell can be given by using this equation, this 2n square. That means the maximum electrons present in a particular orbit can be given by this equation 2n square. Suppose in the K shell, okay, I will tell you this K shell, you know that this is the main shell, okay, main shell, that is K, L, M, N, okay, these are the main shell. And in the K shell you can see the n value, that means the energy value of K shell is 1. So while you are applying the n value here, 2 into 1 square, you will get it as 2. So therefore the maximum electrons that can be held by this K shell is 2. You can see here this is n equal to 1, that is K shell. These are the 2 electrons, 1 and 2. Clear? And then comes the main shell L. Okay, this is n equal to 2, and this is the main shell L. Okay, this is the main shell L. And here the n value is 2, therefore 2 into 2 square, that is 4 into 2, you will get 8. That is the maximum electrons that can be held by the L shell is 8. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the maximum electron held by the L main shell is 8. And coming to the M shell, you can see here n value is 3, that means the energy value is 3, therefore 2 into 3 square, you know 3 square is 9, 9 into 2, 18. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 electrons. Therefore, the maximum electron capacity of the M shell is, capital M shell is 18. Clear? And now we move to the subshells. Subshells are the shells which is present in the main shell. Okay, the subshell together to form this main shell. Okay, so here this is n equal to 1. Okay, n equal to 1, which possesses 1 subshell, and here n equal to 2, that means K. Okay, n equal to 1 means K, and here n equal to 2 means L subshell, where the energy value is 2. Okay, K, n equal to 1, n equal to 2, so the energy value is 2. You can see here 2 subshell, and M is the main shell, their energy value is 3. So you can see here 3 subshell, 1, 2, 3, and n here n equal to 4, and you can see here 4 subshell, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are going to study about these subshells. Which are the different subshells? So the different subshells are S, P, D, and F. These are the different subshells. Okay, S subshell, P subshell, D subshell, and F subshell. Of course, the shape of this subshell is spherical. P is dumbbell, and D is double dumbbell, double dumbbell, and F is something complicated. This is one complicated shape about the shape. Okay, so this is n equal to 1 means here only one subshell, that is S, and n equal to 2 means it has two subshell, that is S and P, and comes to this it has three subshell, that is S, P and D, and come to here n equal to 4, it has four subshell, that S, P, D and F. Okay, so these are the subshell that you can see in main shell. So this main shell provides, or in the main shell you can see these are the different subshells that you can see here in each of the different main shell. Okay, if in the main shell it possesses n equal to 1, this 1 represents number of subshell, and here only one subshell, and here comes two subshell, and here comes three subshell, and here comes 4, and this subshell arrangement is based on the energy. Okay, so S, P, D and F. Okay, you can see here S, P, SP, SPD, SPDF. Okay, so then coming to here, that is orbitals. These subshell possess orbitals. Okay, these subshells possess orbitals. Now you're going to see this different orbitals. Okay, here each sublevel or the subshell has certain orbits in it, and the maximum electron capacity of each orbit is 2. Okay, so the maximum electron capacity of each orbit is 2. For example, in S sublevel or in the S subshell, there you can see only one orbit. Okay, and this one orbit, the maximum electron capacity is 2. Okay, the maximum electron capacity is 2. And according to Pauli's exclusion principle, the two electrons that you need to arrange, it is in different spin. It is of different spin. That means if one electron is in upward direction, then the next electron should be in the downward direction. Okay, then comes the next sublevel, that is P. Okay, in the P sublevel, you can see here three orbitals are there. Okay, three orbitals. So here S1 and P, there are three orbitals you can see, and here the number of electrons you can place in one orbital is 2. Therefore here there is 2 orbitals. Therefore you can see here the total number of electrons here is in the P sublevel is 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then comes our D orbital or the D subshell. Okay, the maximum electron capacity is 10. The maximum electron capacity of D level is 10. How? Because here you can see here 5 orbitals are here for D. For D there are 5 orbitals, and in each orbital you can occupy 2 electrons like this, and the maximum electron capacity of this D orbital is 10. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 10. Then comes our F orbital. Okay, F sublevel, F sublevel, and here the maximum electron capacity is 14 since there are 7 orbitals. Okay, that you need to by heart this thing. The maximum electron capacity of S orbital, P orbital, D orbital and F orbital. How? So these are the thing. S orbital, the maximum electron capacity is 2 and the number of orbital is 1. S, P, D, F, number of orbitals, you can see here, they are 1, 3, 5, 7. You need to by heart these things. Okay, and the number of electrons for 1 into 2 is equal to 2, 3 into 2 is equal to 6, 5 into 2, 10, 7 into 2, 14. Okay, so thank you all, and if you like this video, please like this and also subscribe my channel, ChemFlix. Okay, thank you all. See you in another video. Bye bye.